Hey guys, how you guys doing? It's April 22nd, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, a blessed day indeed. Hoping that you had a wonderful and blessed Easter weekend, all right? I took some time out to go spend some time with family, but the world kept turning and the news kept churning. So first off, what I want to say is prayers go out to all the victims of the Sri Lanka bombs that went off across the country. It's a tragedy. It's terrible. I hate to see it. It's awful. It really is. I cannot even begin to imagine how those people feel, how their families feel. Something as simple as going to church nowadays in certain parts of the world is just not, it's not safe, and that's extremely, extremely sad. So I wanted to take some time at the beginning of the video and say my heart goes out to those people. Truly, truly awful and tragic. Let's talk about the U.S. and Iran. All right, the U.S. Today said that they will no longer give any waivers on Iranian oil starting on May 1st. Okay, and this is extremely important. One, we may see a rise in oil prices, though they're stating that Saudi Arabia and the UAE are going to be able to come up with that extra oil and have enough supply for the rest of the world, where Iran, because Iran, they produce a lot of oil for many countries, right? Now the U.S. is stating, hey, we're not going, all these sanctions that we have against Iran, all these waivers we have towards their oil supply and their trade via oil, done May 1st, all right? They're saying something around $10 billion already affecting Iran right now. Well, Iran, not taking this lying down, they stated and threatened, they've done this before, but they threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz, all right? Extremely, extremely provocative act if they actually do it, all right? If they were to do something like that, that is definitely a spark that could ignite some sort of regional conflict against Iran, all right? And maybe that's some people's plan. Maybe some people's plan is, hey, we can't go into another Middle East war unless there is just cause. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take Iran here. We're going to sanction their oil. We're going to break them, because this will break them. And then we will force them to do something drastic. And that something drastic would be closing the Strait of Hormuz. Because if, in fact, they do that, and they send in their navy, they shut it down, the U.S. and Western allies, the whole world, is going to be affected by this. All right? We're going to see oil prices skyrocket, and the whole world's going to be affected. And at that point, the U.S. and Western allies would be able to go in justifiably, even if this is by their own doing with these sanctions. They would be able to go in and they would be able to engage Iran in the waters of the Strait of Hormuz. And a lot of people around the world would find a hard time to argue that this is not justified. Okay? A very serious situation. We need to see how things play out. We still have about, I think, 8 days until May 1st. But I don't know if I see Iran backing down from this threat. Though this threat, if they go through with it, they have to know that war is just right around the corner, Switching gears to talking about Venezuela. Apparently May 1st, Juan Guaido is going to be leading a march. Some people have stated to the palace in Venezuela. I've put a lot of faith in these marches sparking something, so I'm not going to do that this time. I think regime change is definitely coming. The U.S. has come out and stated that openly. Regime change is going to come, but no longer am I going to look at dates like this one in May 1st and say, oh, this could be the spark. It very well could be, but I'm just not going to put faith in these marches anymore. I'm going to need to see more concrete action for me to see that military intervention is going to occur. I'm not saying that it's not going to. I'm not saying that this is not out of the realm of possibility, because I definitely think it is. The U.S. officials are coming out and stating regime change is coming. So I'm just not putting faith in these marches anymore. Just not going to do it. All right, Guaido, dude, you burned me too many times, buddy. All right, it's not going to happen. Man, what else happened over the weekend? We had the Sri Lankan bombings. India and Pakistan things are still tense over there. All right, we're still seeing combat air patrols around the international border. We still see officials from both sides kind of warmongering, especially the media inside India. This is a situation, like I said, we have to continue to watch. And what if we see? What if we end up seeing that one of these bombers in Sri Lanka, this island country is right off the coast of India, but what if we see a Pakistani individual was one of the ones who was in charge of this bombing, or this bombing happened because of them? Will that give Prime Minister Modi the added push he needs for another surgical strike within Pakistan? We're gonna have to watch and see. I mean, that's speculation. That's, take that with a grain of salt. I'm just throwing out a theory there. But if there's a lot of people who think Prime Minister Modi wants to strike Pakistan again, but needs a terrorist attack to occur for that to happen, and yes, this did not happen on Indian soil, but this is a close Indian ally. All right, it's an island country right off their coast. Okay, maybe this is the added push that he wanted and needed. North Korea news, real quick. Kim Jong-un is going to be meeting with Putin by the end of this month. So we should look out for that, see what happens there. It definitely seems like there is a coalition against the United States and Western allies building, something that you've probably seen building for quite some time, years and years and years now. But things just seem like they're coming to a head. Apparently, the U.S. is going to come out with some statement on Hezbollah in the next couple hours. I'll update you guys on that when we hear about it. Most likely it's financial ties between them and Iran. It definitely looks like, if the U.S. has spread themselves pretty thin, which is what the Roman Empire did a long time ago. It's just not something you want to do when you have a global power like the United States or like the Roman Empire back in the day. And it seems like we want to fight people on multiple fronts. Doesn't make much sense to me, but that's just been our foreign policy for a while now. And when you have politicians who win elections like President Donald Trump, and they state all the time, why are we here? Why are we doing this? Mind our own business. And then they get into the office and somebody twists their arm, or they're just plain, liars. We find ourselves all over the world once again. Venezuela, Iran, Korea. I mean, what's going on? Israel, the whole Middle East. I thought we were getting out of this. What's going on? I mean, it's just insane. As more information about all this comes out, we'll discuss it. We need to watch Iran. We need to watch the Strait of Hormuz. We need to watch Venezuela very closely. All of this is coming to an end, guys. It really is. As more information about it comes out, I'll let you guys know. We'll discuss it, all right? Have a wonderful day, a blessed day. Grab a beer, say a few prayers. And as always, keep your eyes to the skies. God bless.